everyone, hope you're all doing well. Jared Cannonier is the most underappreciated fighter in all of the UFC, and I don't mean from the fans, I mean from the UFC themselves. As it has been revealed, he may be getting released soon, but before we get into it, guys, if you want to keep up to date with UFC news, make sure to drop a sub. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So here we have the tweet I stumbled across where it says Joe Riggs says Jared Cannonier wasn't too happy about fighting MVP, which we'll talk about in a second. But anyways, the main thing from this, what I took away, is Joe then says Dana White put out something saying Cannonier is on the chopping block, and this is from, I think it's Tim Welch's podcast. So let's just have a little quick listen to it and see what is said.
I was going to say something.
I think they announced Jared's fight.
Did they?
Did they announce Jared? I had seen online that he was fighting MVP.
Yeah,
that's the rumor. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. And from
MVP, dude.
They kind of Jared wasn't too excited about it or something. And they just said that Dana put out something, said Jared to be on the chopping block or something like that.
Oh, no way.
He said, did you hear about that?
Oh.
I have never.
Jared Cannonier on the chopping block. I'm sorry, but what? Why? Why would Jared Cannonier be on the chopping block? I don't really understand that. Like, I understand a lot of releases when it comes to the UFC, but Jared Cannonier? That's one I completely don't understand. Now, I want to talk as it's a little, it isn't too meaningful for this video about, he's not too happy about fighting MVP. I can understand it. Who would be happy about fighting MVP? That guy seems just infuriating to fucking fight. He must be such a nightmare to fight and prepare for. But that's just how it is sometimes. A lot of people in those middleweight rankings are matched up. So he was kind of stuck anyway. MVP, that's still a big fight for you. And if you go out there and beat MVP, especially just with striking, well, that looks really good for you. But because he's apparently on the chopping block, let's see what Jared Cannonier has done for the UFC. 18-8 record. Okay, nothing crazy. 41 years of age at the moment. His last fight, Gregory Rodriguez RoboCop. Now, if you watch this fight, it's fair, might be one of my favourite fights of the year. An absolute fucking banger, back and forth. Two meaty men going at it. A very fun fight. And he was able to beat RoboCop in a very, very fun fight. In a main event, that's important. A main event of a Fight Night card. The one before that loses to Caio Borralho. Gets dropped badly in the 5th round. And it was somewhat competitive as well. But Caio Borralho, roaring through the middleweight division. Only lost once in his entire MMA career. He's bursting onto the scene. Before that, lost to Imavov as well. A bit of a controversial decision. No shame in that. All three of those fights were headlining Fight Night cards. All three of those fights. The fight before that against Marvin Vettori beat the living piss out of Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori won the 1st round, and then Cannonier just absolutely fucking busted all over Marvin Vettori's face. Pause. But anyways, yeah, fucking Fight Night. The one before that, Strickland, headline of the Fight Night. So out of all these 5 fights, he's headlined all of them. So if you keep on headlining Fight Night cards, surely you're somewhat valuable to the company. Surely. And I know he got the win over Strickland, and it is argued that he should have lost, but regardless, it was still a very close and competitive fight. The one before that, headlined the main event, a pay-per-view, with Adesanya, and lost that one, and that was a boring fight, I will admit. But all these fights here were relatively very fun. The Strickland fight was boring. The Adesanya fight was boring. The Derek Brunson fight was fucking unreal for how long it lasted. Both men in trouble. And if you look at these as well, fight of the night, Borralho. Fight of the night, Imavov, did he get? No, he didn't. Marvin Vettori. Fight of the night. What else did we have? Adesanya. Oh wait, no, that wasn't fight of the night. Believe you me, buddy. Performance of the night against Brunson. Headlined a Fight Night event against Calvin Gastelum and won. Lost to Robert Whittaker at UFC 254. And beat Jack Hermansson in a headline of a Fight Night card. I think it was abroad as well. I think that might have been in Sweden, where Hermansson's from. Hang on, is Hermansson from there? Shut up, you fucking dick. So yeah, out of his last 10 fights, he's headlined 7 of them. But now he's on the chopping block. How does that make sense? Even if he loses to MVP, I wouldn't understand it. Cannonier is a good person to have in your rankings, in my opinion. He's capable of bringing a banger. He can be in fun fights. He's still got it, even though he's quite old. I'm sure if he needed him move up to lightweight, heavyweight, he'll be fucking up for it. You know what I mean? So I don't understand this. Like, one of the comments I saw in this, he is 40 years old. Time for younger guys to enter the rankings. And the original post put agreed. But if he's beating people, Robocop's younger than him, and he beat him, you know? Yeah, he lost to Borello and Imavov, but they're fighting for #1 contender, really. You know what I mean? Beat Vittori, beat Strickland, beat Brunson, beat Gastelum, beat some good names. Hermanson, Anderson Silva, David Branch. These are some good names. He's fought the best in the middleweight division. You know what I mean? So I don't understand where this comes from. I think this is really harsh on Jared Cannonier. Maybe not a fan favorite, but I think it's quite safe to say that a lot of people, the majority of MMA fans, love and appreciate Jared Cannonier. So I don't understand why all of a sudden he's on the chopping block. 10 wins by KO, 3 by submission, 5 by decision. He's got more finishes than decision wins. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. Because even if you got people bursting onto the scene, you know, you can build off of him. He's only getting older. He's going to slow down. You can build from that. So I think him being on the chopping block is absolutely disrespectful. Not necessary whatsoever. I think it's very unfair. Jared Cannonier, everyone loves him. He can bring a very entertaining fight. I think if the UFC get rid of him, I think it's a piss poor disgrace, to be honest. I think it's a disgusting thing to do. Is he ever going to be champ? No. But not every fighter you have on the UFC roster needs to become a champion. You've openly got Kevin Holland saying, "Oh, I don't want to be a champ." You know what I mean? Cannonier needs to remain in the UFC. It's so horrible if he just gets... Imagine if he beats Michael Venom Page and we cut him. How wild that would be. I think MVP is going to beat him, but could you imagine if he beat MVP? I think there's a scenario where Cannonier beats MVP. Could you imagine if they cut Cannonier if he beat MVP? It would look so fucking ridiculous. But what do you guys make of all of this? I think Cannonier is really underappreciated by the UFC. I don't think the fans underappreciate Cannonier. I think they do appreciate Cannonier's work. And when he fights, usually they get excited. But what do you guys make of this? I think the UFC are being really disrespectful towards Cannonier. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.